Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Show. Clearly, you can see from my surroundings that I'm not in my traditional environment, which is the back office, normally the tear-down bench, but I'm in a hotel. It's a luxurious Marriott hotel, and I say luxurious with a with a glint in my eye, a cheeky glint, because it's just a normal airport style Marriott. And the reason I'm making this video is that I tend to do a few videos, buffer up a few if I'm going to be away with work, because clearly I have to be away with work. If you follow my Twitter, and I do a bit of international travel, a fair bit, and I tend to post my meals. You'll notice that. So this time though is a little bit of not an issue, but I kind of don't have that many back office videos buffered up because I've been very busy. So technically I would be away now longer than there are videos in existence to schedule. So I posted on Twitter that I'm going to do a bit of a travel log, or maybe a little bit about myself, something about that, rather than the usual videos, and people said, yeah, go for it. So this is me going for it. So let's go back to the meal thing. You'll notice on Twitter and sometimes on Facebook, but I'm heavily Twitter now, that I post a lot of pictures of food, and that's of course due to the sensitive nature of the projects I'm involved with. I can't and shouldn't really be tweeting much about my work. So if you're doing international travel, you don't really have any tourist time, so you're not really going around seeing stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm not really that way inclined anymore. I've done a lot of stuff and I don't really want to see anything else right now. So what else do you have left? You've either got exercising, if you manage to do any of that, which frankly on this trip I haven't, or posting pictures of the food you're eating, because every day you have to eat between 2 and 3 meals at least, outside in restaurants, which on the surface you might think sounds absolutely fantastic, but I tell you, it is an absolute chore. The reason being, you miss those home comforts. So sometimes, you might have a bit of dinner and all you want is a cheese toastie, but here you got to like put on some clothes, frankly. You can't just wander around in your pants. Drag yourself off to the local restaurant. You've got a selection, so you can get selection angst anyway, where you get distressed. Will I have this? Will I have that? And then you sort of end up going to a restaurant, and then you're kind of going to order. So if you're going to order something, do you order just that little snack? No, you order, I'm going to have the burger and fries. And then you sit there. Oh, and if you can hear that noise, that's the heating system coming on the room. If you sit there then with your burger and fries, stuffing your face and crying a bit because I didn't want to eat so much food, so you just end up doing that for every meal, overeating. So where I'm staying at the moment, I've got access to something, I think it's called the concierge room, which is a sort of special room they've got for business travellers, which includes basically unlimited food and drink. So for breakfast you can just sort of go in there and grab yourself your coffee, and sausages and bacon and bagels and cheese and cereals and milkshake and iced tea. And you can see I've already been raiding it. I've already had my dinner tonight, but I know it's not closing for another hour, so I nipped in there and just nicked a bunch of stuff. And I say it's not nicking, they just sort of give it to you. So you end up just eating a lot of meals from there, huge quantities. And just as an aside, I think I saw the biggest person I've ever seen in there today, and put away a lot of food. Pretty impressed, to be honest with you. Now I just want to talk to you a little bit about that. I know sometimes we sort of can joke about Americans being quite large, and let's be fair, we've got a few large uns at home, and we could all stand to lose a few pounds, myself included. But the temperature here has suddenly dropped from sort of 10 degrees to sort of -6, just like that. And it's very low humidity here, so it's a very odd thing, because low humidity means that everything's very dry. So it's almost desert-like. So you've got snow blowing that doesn't stick and it just blows across like dust. And that cold rips through you. I can feel it when I step outside. And today I had to wear a suit, because obviously making a bit of an effort to be presentable. Not that I don't often wear suits, but today I did. And when I went outside, when that cold wind blew, I swear to God, it literally blew my soul out of my body. I don't know if you've ever felt that cold, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's like if you just jumped into a plunge pool. So I think I can understand that, eating a lot of calories, because I think you need that little layer of blubber around to keep you warm. I don't know if you can get used to it. You probably can, but I think that extra layer of McDonald's around you, which then now is a sort of segue onto something I've noticed here. You can buy ridiculous quantities of food for next to nothing. I mean, on average, I'm paying $6 to $10 per meal, which is quite expensive, £8 a meal. But that's restaurant food. That's not like just fast food. Often that's restaurant food. But if you go to fast food, you can buy ridiculous things. Like you'll get 2 pieces of chicken and fries for $2. Domino's Pizza here, you could buy Domino's Pizza for sort of $5. Yet in the UK, a Domino's Pizza is like a £20 ordeal. I mean, how did they convince us in the UK to jump from $5 to paying $20 for a bit of bread and melted cheese on it? They've done marketing wonders back home. So yeah, food's readily available everywhere you drive. Owing to the sort of massive distances involved, you'll see loads and loads of chains of different restaurants and franchises, and you'll see them repeated endlessly. And you'll see some places that look kind of healthy, like Panera Bread, which try to sell you a soup and a sandwich, which can be a little bit on the heavy side calorie-wise. You've got to be careful, but at least they do tell you the calories. A lot of foods have really random things on them. I'm just looking here, we've got this iced tea here, and I'll just see if it has it. Actually, it's all got foreign. Here we go. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup. There's a lot of things with high fructose corn syrup, and that's if you take sweet corn and chew it about in your mouth, it's sweet, right? That's the sweet in sweet corn. They add it to every single element of food here, because it's a rich thickening agent, and it's sweet, and it makes things taste better, but it's terribly bad for you. Everybody knows it's terribly bad because, frankly, they add it to everything, absolutely everything. So the odd thing is that you get products that say made with real sugar. So that's sort of sugar beet or cane sugar, made with real sugar. It's like a feature here, over here. So you've got to watch out what you're eating. That's why I've gone for these Lays. One package is 110 calories. I think that's pretty much standard packet of crisps in the UK. So yeah, that's quite a lot of me blathering on about this trip before, as a sort of introduction to me wanting to do some sort of travel log. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think I might try, maybe just start off by putting the camera in the car, and you can come on a drive with me, and we'll just drive around. And even just driving around, you see odd things and interesting things. So perhaps we'll try a bit of that. I do have a couple of products I'm looking at. I did order a couple of bits here because thank you kindly to my YouTube supporters who have allowed me to have an Amazon.com account that accrues dollars, and I can't spend those in the UK. So every now and then I get a gift card with US dollars that I can only spend when I'm here. And sometimes I'll put that towards, a gadget or something that I wanted, and I usually review that when I go back to the UK. But I've actually got a couple here, and I think I'll do separate videos on that, because frankly that's the point of me doing this, is to try to make a few videos while I'm not in the UK. So stay tuned for those. This video, probably like those, won't have the usual introduction banner and things like that, and I certainly don't have time to do a made in the USA type one, but we'll see. We'll see what production values I can do. I don't have a tripod either, which is crazy, but I do have my camera because I'm using it for work. So I just have my camera, no tripod, no nothing. But I'll do my very best Ashens style thing. Maybe over there, there's a sort of brown sofa over there, and we can do a little bit of a video review. So thank you so far if you've been... Oh, there is one other thing I wanted to cover. Not really seen what it's about, but someone mentioned to me something about Patreon. They said, Andrew, I hope this Patreon change isn't affecting you and you're going to lose your patrons. I don't really know what's going on with it, to be honest with you, and it did make me wonder. I want to say thank you actually to everybody who's supported the channel, especially you patrons, because I did ask a while back on Patreon if everybody wanted me to put like the banner, it has people's names, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and universally everyone said please don't do that. But I do feel the need to acknowledge you, because I do occasionally post things on Patreon, but it's such a crap interface on the phone. It lets you post one single picture and a bit of text. I don't know if it's better on the web, but certainly on the phone it's terrible. And then it seems to lose messages. It doesn't tell me when people message me back. So I'm not as interactive on that, but I do acknowledge that you're there. And I really, if you are a patron, please feel free to ping me anytime, or on Patreon itself, or via Discord. There's a Discord link somewhere in Patreon when you become a patron. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, and it does help. It helps me buy those little gadgets. I mean, we're not talking big money here, but it might be maybe enough to buy one of these lights or something like that, and I can talk about them. We can, we can all experience the wonder of this sort of Chinese cheap inventions together. Right, I think that's been far too long. I've been talking, but thank you so much, and as ever, everybody, thanks for watching. Also, I've just realised that my lighting might not be optimal. So I think this is better. I think I'll just hold this up. What I wanted to, before I forget, by the way, this sort of cold wind has a really weird effect on your skin, or at least my skin. It's like drying me out like a prune. I'm gonna have to start using some moisturiser here. So yeah, any recommendations? A bit of Nivea or something like that for my aging, thin, tissue-like skin. Much appreciated. Leave comments down below.